raw fish, the disgusting food from Japan that Americans would never want to eat. Now, we can't get enough of it. From movie stars to construction workers, sushi is what's for dinner.
This is insane, you guys.
Yo, this is sexy, man.
Broadcasting live from the internet, it's Tuesday night, and this is the PanelsOnPages.com podcast with your host, Lee Rodriguez.
At the end of the day, babies are terrible people, and I'm not sorry for saying it.
Jason Nyes.
Motherfucker, I won best costume!
Jose Guzman.
Yeah, I know nothing about Firestorm except for his hat's always burning.
And Kelly Harris.
Boy, love, it appears we got a penis in the mail.
I glued my fucking eyes shut!
I just want to see all these Yelp reviews of Jose's jizz.
Oh, sorry, I knocked over the salt.
Like you had anything better to do.
What's going on, everybody? Today is Tuesday, June 18th, 2019, and this is episode number 473 of the Panels on Pages podcast. I am your host, the Lord Reverend Lee Rodriguez, and joining me tonight, we got Mr. Jason Nyes.
Keanu-sans.
John Michael Dugan.
I've spent the last few days getting very invested in a YouTuber couple I know broke up 3 years ago, so I don't know what I'm doing with my life.
Ooh, we gotta talk about that. Zero's here.
Hey, welcome to Likes Japan Shit with your guest host, Nice.
And Mahoney's joining us tonight. What's up, sir?
It's me, Kelly. I'm back from Japan, and I sound like this now.
Arigato.
Yeah, Jose is in Vegas. I'm sure he's just making he's making tons of money. I'm sure he's just the man went on a messenger diatribe this week about how a roulette wheel landed on red like
17
times in a row.
Yeah. He sent us a bunch of screenshots, and we're like, what the fuck are we looking at?
Yeah, and then he explains this roulette, and it's one of those digital roulette wheels, like a video monitor, video roulette, landed on red 16. Okay, that I understand. I understand that that's impossible and bullshit. Now I have context. Thank you. So
like they always say, always bet on Jose.
Yeah. So now he's apparently made the calculated move to blackjack. So I'm sure it's going to be just champagne wishes and caviar dreams from now on.
Well, you notice he hasn't been talking in the past day or so about how great he's doing at blackjack. So
maybe no news is good news. And Kelly's not here because apparently he has fallen horribly ill after his flight back from Japan, which is very sad.
Fucking told him to not eat the pigeon.
I feel like you said it about 27 times.
He said, don't eat the pigeons. He ate the pigeon.
See, I thought you were telling him to eat the pigeons.
Well, you know how I do.
You were sending mixed messages.
When I tell you to eat the pigeon, it's a clear indication you should not eat that pigeon.
Right, sure.
So, yeah.
I never thought Juan was going to put his hand in the toilet. Just told him to do it a bunch.
And he did it, and he didn't even commit to it.
Nope.
I mean, yeah, once you do that, once you get it in there, you might as well just let it hang out for a while.
Like, if you got your hand in a toilet for 30 seconds, what's 3 minutes?
Really, yeah.
Or, 3 days. It's fine.
Yeah, why not?
Just
Fucking
live
go
there
nuts
now.
party.
You got your phone. You can scroll through Instagram with one hand.
So, lots to get to today. Should be a lot of fun. The weekend had, on a trip with the family. Met up with my wife's sisters. They are twins. One of their husbands, and then that same aforementioned married twins, 2 kids. We met up at a house on the lake in a barren wasteland in southern Illinois. We got off the interstate, and it was just flat. Like I don't think I've ever actually seen working oil derricks. But there was just a shitload of them, just pumping out the lifeblood of the earth. Felt like Barrett watching a macro reactor and getting all bummed out and shit. And then but the place we ended up staying at, this Airbnb that they found, turned out to be quite nice, a bit rustic, but very well. Obviously, they just renovated the place out. Made it, set up for rentals for the Airbnb thing. It was great, very nice place. However, we had a real spotty cell service, and there was no Wi-Fi, no internet, no nothing in the fucking house. Which means while there was a DirecTV receiver, there was no access to any on-demand programming, none of that shit. And we had to watch fucking commercials like cave people.
Oh, God.
And you should try to explain the concept of like live TV and commercials to a 5-year-old who has never experienced it before.
Oh, I have. Does not go well.
No, sat down to watch. He was like, all right, let's watch some Ben 10. And I'm like, well, looks like Ben 10 will be on in 2 hours. He's like, what the fuck are you talking about?
When you explain the concept of live TV, no recording, no DVR, no on demand, your kid looks at you like you're a fucking idiot.
Well, you know
Like,
why?
no, you don't know what you're talking about.
You know
That's
why?
not how the TV works.
Because it's fucking archaic at this point. If you've cut the cord at all and gone straight to streaming services and then gone back to cable or live TV with commercials at any point, it's like, oh, this is just awful.
Yeah, I looked at Nicole very early on in the process and said, I cannot fucking believe we used to live this way.
Yeah, it's bad.
This is like, oh, God. It's like, we're like some goddamn settlers, I swear to God.
Like, we have Hulu. We have the Hulu with commercials, but it's only like 3 commercials, and they give you a countdown timer.
Yeah, so you know when the nightmare is going to end.
Yeah, or like you know that you've got time to go get a snack or go take a piss. Like, I appreciate that. If like broadcast TV would adopt a timer for their commercials, that would be fantastic. Like,
what made it even worse was later on in the evening, all the kids are in bed, like, oh shit, Friends is on. Cool, it's on Nick and Night, Friends is on. Lots of Friends fans in the house. And this episode of Friends on Nick at Night ran from 9 to 9:33. So there were 3 extra minutes of commercials peppered throughout the episode.
That's garbage.
And they had like 4 episodes in a row, each one 33 minutes long. I'm like, oh, this is horse shit. Like, this is worse than it was before. This is an active step backward, you fucking savages. But all that aside, it was nice. Had a good time, played some games. Rented a pontoon boat. I'm real good at boats, you guys. It's a shame I hate the water because I'm real good at a boat, as it turns out. I've had a few boat experiences over the past few years. I'm fucking good at boats.
What are you good at?
Like this, docking it and taking it back and letting it go and and maneuvering it for up to the piers and shit. Like, it's tricky business. It takes a little bit of finesse.
I feel like as long as the boat doesn't sink, you're good at boats.
You gotta hit the pier right. You can't go too fast, too slow. It's it's the first time every fucking time. None of this back it up, try again bullshit. No, none of that. First time, like a goddamn glove. Like,
You do any jumps?
I'm good navigating the nautical. It's a good time.
Captain of the Titanic, not great at boats.
Not great at boats. See, if I'd been over there, that bitch would still be making trips to this day.
Lee, one time I watched a Police Academy movie where they drove their boat over a very thin island, launched it through the air, landed in the water. Have you done anything similar?
I believe I could. I think
Okay.
I could. If given the opportunity presented itself, I would definitely be able to do that. Yes, for sure.
Then I agree. You are good at boats.
Absolutely. Yes, 100%. Went out after everybody else went to sleep. Nicole and I went out on the boat alone on the lake.
Oh.
And it was fucking cool, you guys. You should definitely go out and bang on a boat at night. It's a lot of fun.
Beats waterbed?
Oh, beats waterbeds a lot. And I've done that too. Waterbeds are not fun. You can't get your fucking footing in a waterbed.
What you do, you get yourself a boat, you go out in the middle of the lake, you inflate yourself a bounce house.
Ah. See? That's just levels on levels on levels. I like it.
Yeah, you hang a hammock in that bounce house.
Then it all goes to shit, Mahoney.
Now you're rocking.
It all goes to shit. You introduce a hammock into it. Can't be done.
Better be careful banging on a boat, though. One of you is going to end up like Natalie Wood.
Nah, it'd be fine.
Oh, God.
It's fine. That's super fucking dark. And then on the way back, we left on Father's Day. Like, fuck it. You know what I want to do? Something I've never done before? I want to go to Metropolis, Illinois, goddammit.
Oh,
where
man.
is that?
If you pull in Google and your maps and just type in Metropolis, Illinois. It fucking takes you there.
No.
No, tell me precisely
That's
where is that?
I'm gonna need you to draw me a map and hold my hand, Lee.
Fucking people. I swear to God. Oh, it's nightmares. But you know, like I don't know if you've ever been before. I think Nigel said you'd gone through there.
Yeah, you don't remember our Metropolis, Illinois story?
I remember one of you got a fucking ticket.
Yeah, it was leaving that first Wizard World that we went to.
Yeah,
Jose
that's
was
right.
speeding, and we got a ticket right outside Metropolis, and then we were like, oh, well, we stopped. We might as well fucking pull in and check this place out.
Yeah, it is
And we had
delightfully kitschy, lame as fuck. It's exactly what I wanted it to be.
Yeah.
The Super Museum has they have a giant Superman statue in the square. Neat. Good photo op bullshit. And then there's the Super Museum, which claims to be the world's largest Superman collection on the planet. And it might be. Because there's a lot of shit in there.
I feel like there's got to be a nerd that has a bigger collection than that.
I mean, it's significant, man. But they had, they got a whole bunch of props from everything from the movies to the old serials to the 50s show. And Zoe's first exposure to an actual typewriter was Lois Lane's typewriter from the TV show. She's like, what the fuck is this? I'm like, this is how people used to type messages. What?
This is the TikTok of the olden days.
There's lots of that and lots of and at some point one of them, I forget who it was, one of the kids was like, what's with these boxes with phones in them? And I'm like, that's a phone booth. It's a Superman thing from back in the day.
Yeah.
But they had a whole bunch of costumes and props, and some of the costumes were on nightmarish wax figures that looked like nothing the people they're supposed to be. And then it was just a whole bunch of just random piles of merch and bullshit. So just not at all well curated. But but I would have been disappointed had it been super well curated.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, it was just as lame as it should have been to have been awesome.
Yeah, you want it to be shitty, you want it to be lame, and then you also want an old lady to be peering out of her second-story window at you as you leave.
Yes, yeah. I feel like it checked a lot of those boxes. It was very cool. Worth the $5 admission completely. And I was pleasantly surprised to and they have a little little wing dedicated to Smallville and Lois and Clark and shit like that. Which for one thing, the Lois and Clark costume fucking sucks, you guys. That shield sucks. It's the worst S on any other costume. It's terrible, and I didn't realize until I saw it in person how fucking bad it was. And two, big ups to the Super Museum for not whitewashing Smallville and getting rid of all the Chloe shit. Way to keep it in there.
Well,
keeping it real.
I mean, do you think the people who curate the Metropolis Museum really have their fingers on the pulse?
No, not at all.
Dude,
maybe they're big time Chloe supporters.
Yeah.
Maybe they're part of the cult.
They're probably out there marching outside the courthouse, free Chloe.
Like a justice for Allison.
Did you check out their basement and what was in there?
No, definitely not.
Yeah, see?
Yeah, now that I look back at this Lois and Clark Superman logo, it looks like someone drew a Superman logo from memory.
Yeah, it's really terrible.
And it ran out of room.
Yeah, it threw me off how bad that costume is from the one 2 rooms down that's from 60 years earlier. This one's actually kind of better. But it was kind of cool because they had some of the old black and white they had the homeboy that was what's his name? Kirk Allen, I think, the first Superman. So his costume is gray and brown because that looks better on the black and white film. And had to explain to the kids, sometimes shit was filmed in black and white. So it was cool. It was definitely worth the hour detour. I was very disappointed when we rolled up on the Americana Hollywood Museum because I'm like, fuck it, I'm going to go full on with this bullshit. I found that it was shut down and looks just like the setting of a Scooby-Doo mystery. It's all overgrown and all these props out in the front yard. And I've never wanted to hop a fence more literally in my life.
Lee fucked on a boat at night and then rolled up into some abandoned Hollywood museum. He was just looking to get murdered this weekend. The broadcast
got a fucking tempt fate, Jason Knight.
The broadcast TV was just too much for him.
Broke my brain and my inhibitions. It was fun. And then last thing I'll talk about real quick is the kid, my son, who is 5. We determined over the weekend has started using the word God as an expletive,
Oh.
Nice.
and it's partially our fault because he did something that a couple weeks ago. I was like, God, and they go, is that a bad word? I'm like, no, it's fine, man, it's fine, no, whatever. But they started really leaning into it to the point where he would start using it as a modifier, well, this God game is messing me up. I go, I think it's a bad word the way you're saying it. Say it that way.
He's like, go God yourself, Dad.
And then at one point he was like, this God asshole is in my way. I'm like, okay, you can't say either of those things anymore.
But he's not taking the Lord's name in vain, because if you remember, he is the baby Jesus.
He is, in fact, the baby Jesus. So maybe I'm wrong, and I'm the God asshole the whole time.
God asshole.
I'm the God asshole.
Jax is from Boston now.
He's got a touch of it. He does sound a little Boston-y every now and again. That's his mother's side. They are straight up Boston trash.
Oh God.
Yeah, her dad, her biological dad, their whole family is just towny garbage. That my poor children, but there's just sewer water running through their veins, and I feel real bad about it. It's all bad, you guys. Just garbage genetics from all sides. So maybe it's better off that he is the baby Jesus. Who's to say? But that's all I got, man. What's up, Nice?
Not much. Kind of a slow week. Watched a lot of basketball, which is over, so I won't be talking about that for a while.
Oh man.
Fucking Donald Trump is in Orlando today, doing his launching his 2020 campaign at the Amway Arena. So
I'm legitimately surprised. I can't believe that guy wants to still be fucking president.
It's just an ego thing at this point. So that's, and it got to the point where the Orlando Sentinel, our local newspaper, endorsed anybody but Trump 2020 for president on the day that he's coming to town to launch his campaign. That's
Florida, you guys. That's a Florida news outlet.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's Orlando. Orlando is a little bit more blue than the rest of the state. Orlando is like the blue vein in the dick that is Florida.
All right. That actually really does a good job.
Runs for a third term.
Oh my God! I don't think he's gonna run for a third term. I think if he's going for that, he's just gonna be like, okay, well, I'm king now,
president for life. Yeah.
Thanks a lot, everybody. Went and hung out with the folks this weekend for Father's Day, and went to the beach and played with the dog, and we went and saw Rocket Man because my mom's a big Elton John fan, and. We actually the only 2 movies we've gone to see with my parents in this theater out by them are Rocket Man and Bohemian Rhapsody. So anytime anytime there's a gay icon rock star movie coming out, we're gonna have to go grab my parents and go to that theater. I made sure to impress to my father before we went that Elton John is a gay man. He was like, I know.
No surprises there, huh?
But the rest of the theater was not clued in on that ahead of time.
There's no way.
Well,
I just don't understand.
Maybe they knew he was gay, but they weren't prepared for how much gay there was going to be in the movie. Because
they were like, oh shit, he's one of those gays who has sex.
I mean, one of those gays in a relationship.
The first evidence in the movie that he's gay is a black man just kind of kisses him. And there were audible sounds in our theater.
That is adorable.
And then there is I keep saying it's graphic, but it's not graphic. But it is.
It's a rated R movie.
It's an extended sex scene between Elton John and his lover at the time. You don't see any butts or dicks or balls or anything, but they're making out for a long time and they're making a lot of noises. And like half the theater,
awkward half boners.
Yeah, half the theater got up to get popcorn and go to the bathroom.
That is hilarious.
And then, really good. Really enjoyed it. It's structured much more as like a rock opera or like a Broadway show than Bohemian Rhapsody was. Bohemian Rhapsody is much more of a biopic, and Rocket Man was a little bit more loose with the story, and they had some fucking really cool visuals, some avant-garde stuff. So
That's cool.
Yeah.
I like that dude, man, that Taron Egerton. I like him in
He's-
pretty much everything.
He's great. Like, he doesn't sound like Elton John. He does all of his own singing. He doesn't sound like Elton John, but he's good. Like, he's got the soul, and he looks great.
I'm really looking forward to seeing the movie.
And he fucking like knows Elton John because they were in that Kingsman movie together, which is kind of hilarious.
Right.
And Elton John was involved in the movie, and I saw somewhere where Elton John like told him, "I don't want you to sing it like I want you to sing it like you. I don't want you to do an Elton John impression and sing my song."
Yeah,
That's cool.
It kind of reminds me of Walk the Line, where he kind of sounded like Johnny Cash, but like that soundtrack was its own sort of thing where, they didn't sound exactly like Johnny Cash or June Carter Cash, but the songs were still good, but they were different because it just sounded a little off. So I would highly recommend.
Awesome.
One thing I would not recommend is going to a Taco Bell and ordering a caramel apple empanada because they discontinued them.
We never had them here.
Yeah, I don't think I've ever even heard of these, other than the fact that I know that you love them.
That's a fucking staple.
Yeah, Lee's heard of them because he's got that story about when he was working the drive-thru. Yeah, get one of them.
We were just talking about drive-thru when I was a kid.
Yep.
And this guy would fuck. I heard a lot of words come out of people's mouths when trying to order that thing, and most of them weren't right. But one of my favorite ones was I wanted the one of the apple Carl just give me one of them apple things.
Yeah. For those of you that have never had a caramel apple empanada at Taco Bell, I'm sorry, because like top apple pie type dessert at any fast food place ever, and plus it's got like caramel flavoring to it as well. So, oh man, so fantastic. But
They were pretty good. Like, that's like the one dessert-ish item they had. I don't know why they would get rid of it.
Well, they got those fucking Cinnabon bites now, which are okay. But I think
that's right.
I think it might just be a matter of it was too difficult to keep them around, and like they probably came in frozen, and they probably took a long fucking time to cook, because there were a lot of times we would go and we'd order them, but they'd be out or what have you. So
see, that means it's an in-demand item, and they should have made more of them, not less of them.
Real fucking bummer. So
Maybe try that happen.
no chili cheese burritos, no caramel apple empanadas. What are you doing, Taco Bell? You just trying to hurt me now.
I've never had one, and now I'm sad that I won't be able to.
Well, I'm sorry.
I would like to eat the apple fritter you sent a picture of that looked like it was the size of Tito.
Oh, that was great. Really good. We've been on a kick lately of hitting up mom and pop donut shops because Dunkin' Donuts is straight up trash. Dunkin' Donuts used to be good, but then they stopped making their own donuts in stores.
Yeah.
And it just became
Really?
Yeah, they just get them shipped in now. You remember the old commercials, time to make the donuts? Nope.
Yeah?
Time to accept the delivery of the pre-made donuts.
That sucks.
Yeah, and the quality's just gotten so bad. So we've been searching out these mom and pop places, and this one place here in the Orlando area has, all kinds of cool shit. Like they have one with Heath Bar on top, which is great. Maple bacon. They got one called a Cookie Monster that has blue frosting and then Cookie Crisp bits on it. And then this apple fritter that was the size of a manhole cover.
It was enormous and it looked
Seriously.
fucking amazing.
Yeah, we held it in front of Mary's face, and it blocked
Like
out
a
her entire
goddamn
head.
baby.
And then
Like the baby Jesus that Jack is.
and then we found a spot near my parents as we were heading to the beach called the Love Bug Bakery, and same deal, like really good quality, great variety, But, you know, you leave there with 12 donuts for $18, but, you know, it's kind of worth it. Like, I'd rather pay $18 for 12 good donuts than $12 for, you know, 12 trash donuts that weren't even made in-house. So, yeah, donuts. Big on those.
I want donuts.
Let's just eat donuts and caramel apple empanadas. Let's talk about chips again.
I could eat
Becoming a
donuts.
food podcast, you guys.
Yeah.
I could eat donuts at any given time. We have a local donut place called Sweetwater's that is I've had donuts from many places over in all over the country, but many places, and I've yet to find a better place. And now I want to go there. And they are open 24 hours a day, but I don't feel like driving over there.
I'll go there right now.
Some years ago, they opened up a Krispy Kreme like a block from my house. This was, like 10 years ago. And no matter where you worked, no matter where you went in the whole city, everyone had Krispy Kremes out there for breakfast in every place. To the point where after 2 years it closed because we, as a city, made ourselves sick of Krispy Kreme.
My favorite thing about going to this donut place that's in my town is that if you hit it at the right time when they're changing out stock, they'll just give you free donuts.
Well, there you go.
Oh, man.
Like, I've gotten boxes and boxes full of free donut holes just if you go at the right time. I don't have the right time. It changes. It's like a mystery, and it depends on who's working. But if you go at the right time, you get a bunch of free donuts.
I will 100% fuck with some Krispy Kreme, and there is an actual Krispy Kreme store location in Orlando that does the conveyor belt with the hot donuts coming off of it.
Yeah, that's how this was. Exactly how this was.
Holy shit. Like, I could eat a dozen of those easy. Like,
it's like being in Willy Wonka's fucking candy factory.
Yeah, it's like air almost. They're so light and fluffy. Ugh. You guys, let's stop this podcasting shit.
There's still a Krispy Kreme like 30 minutes from me, so if you guys don't want to come over here, I'm just saying. Comic-Con's in like 4 weeks.
When the Power Rangers movie came out, I really wanted some damn Krispy Kreme, but all the ones by me closed, and I didn't want to have to drive like over an hour to go get them. My laziness beat out my hunger.
Fucking product placement at its best. Awesome. You got anything else nice?
No, that's it for me.
What the fuck's going on, Mahoney? How was your Father's Day?
My Father's Day was pretty good.
Happy Father's Day, Mahoney.
Why, thank you.
You too, Lee.
Shooting at a child in Fortnite. So. Yeah, it was cool. We spent a lot of time with the kids. We did a lot of lounging and relaxing, and that's all I really want out of Father's Day. So it was fun. We got this shitty Chinese food place in town that I've always enjoyed and everybody else hates. So that's really all you can ask for, I think. Force everybody to eat the Chinese food that they don't like.
Yeah, that's what happens.
Yeah. Last night I saw Men in Black, which was fine. So I'm having this weird thing now where I've seen so many movies that they are really not... When you go to the movies a couple times a week for 6 months, they're really not all that memorable anymore. Like, they just kind of happen. And you're like, yeah, it was like, people are like, oh, what'd you think of this? And I'm like, it was good. It's not memorable. I have no real recollection of anything about it, but I got popcorn, so that was cool.
Yeah, you had tempered my expectations for Rocket Man.
Yeah, it's hard to see this many movies. Honestly,
heavy is the head.
An athlete.
Someone has to be a martyr. It might as well be you.
Yeah. I'm basically a professional basketball player at this point. Just honing my craft, waiting for probably Spider-Man, I think will be the next one that really moves me. So,
it's coming up.
We will see. I'm pretty stoked for that.
Well, this weekend is Toy Story and Child's Play. You should do a double feature.
I probably won't because I'm going to take the kids to see Toy Story. We took the kids to see Secret Life of Pets. It was the youngest's very first movie, and he just sat like a stone Didn't make a sound, so I was very proud of him.
Oh my
He was
god,
amazing.
I love my sweet boy.
Yeah,
He
that
did
movie
so
fucking
well.
sucks though.
Oh, I love those movies.
That
you
movie's
got-
so
There's no
boring.
joy in your heart.
That is 3 movies that each one is shitty. That put together is like still shitty.
Did you watch the rabbit fight the monkey?
Yeah, I sure did.
It was great.
Okay.
They throwing knives at each other. I'm sticking with it.
Yeah, that's fine. That part was okay.
Yeah, it was
But
great.
that only happened because of a major through line where the rabbit tries to
Well,
save a
superhero.
tiger
A hero for hire.
from an evil Russian circus owner.
Yeah, it was great.
Okay.
And then Harrison Ford, sheepdog. He was great.
That whole thing could have just have been the movie, but instead they had to put 2 other bullshit things in there as well.
Yeah.
Harrison
didn't
Ford
like,
found his
BB?
wheelhouse where he doesn't actually have to arrive on set and he can just act grumpy on a microphone.
He was great.
He should do a podcast.
He should do this podcast.
Yes.
Harrison Ford, if you can hear this, tell us what kind of donuts you like.
What's your favorite Japan shit?
Harrison Ford, what kind of Japan shit you into?
I like the little vending machines that have the girls' panties in them. It's very exotic.
No, I think Harrison Ford would find a vending machine full of panties to just be more of a chore than anything else.
Well, at some point, if you
He's
keep
Harrison
asking
Ford.
about
He's
it,
not
becomes
hurting for
weird.
panties.
Yeah.
Yeah. Harrison Ford does not buy panties. Okay?
Harrison Ford is a vending
One,
machine for panties.
one to presume. Have you ever been Me Too'd in Japan, Mahoney? Not good. They're
Bordering very close
repressed
to
culture.
Sling Blade.
That would technically be Watashi ni.
Oh my
That's
God.
fantastic. So I need to hear a little bit more about Men in Black International, because that's one that it looks appealing, but it also looks like it could be the worst movie of the year. But it was just fine, huh?
Yeah, so Hemsworth and Tessa Thompson were enjoyable.
They're
And
very pretty, those
overall-
two.
Yeah, they
Yeah,
are.
like they're great to look at. Just something about it just kind of off. The script is a little bit weird, and
Well, apparently
It's
there was a
kinda
lot of like Dark Phoenix shit going on behind the scenes, where not only did Tessa Thompson and Chris Hemsworth each have their own dialogue writers, individual dialogue writers for their own characters, but you had
That's not how you make a movie.
the producers and the directors infighting. So yeah.
that kind of makes a lot of sense. Like it had all the things you want out of a Men in Black movie, and it
No,
was
Will Smith.
okay. Not Will
All
Smith.
the things you would want.
Will Smith's not in it? Seriously?
No, he wasn't in it.
Ah, come on.
I'm okay with that. I like the idea where we're going to keep making Men in Black movies, but it doesn't always have to be the same agents. Like,
Sure.
just mix it all
Yeah.
up. We don't need to be reminded of Will Smith every movie.
Yeah, but for 20 years, that is like, it's like Will Smith is Men in Black. Like, I feel like that's one of the reasons maybe it didn't connect as much as people just didn't care without Will Smith.
I don't know. I'm not saying don't see it. I'm just saying if you're only going to see one movie, it doesn't need to be Men in Black.
I plan on seeing it. I need an excuse to go to the movie theater and eat popcorn.
Yeah. I got myself the year-long popcorn bucket.
I would hope you
where
did.
Now I can get $5 refills of this massive popcorn bucket. So I'm living life. I don't give a shit what movie's on. I
gonna
got
say
a
something
massive bucket of
blasphemous.
popcorn.
I don't like popcorn.
Oh, God, that hurt me. Like,
I
I
don't hate it. It's
Have you
just-
had it though?
yeah. It gets stuck in my teeth and stuff. And
Yeah, the
Yeah.
getting stuck in your teeth is one of the dings against popcorn,
So you
definitely.
bring one of those 12 fucking like
I have fake
toothpicky
teeth
floss
too,
thing.
so like it's all it's a whole thing.
I
Let me,
mean,
let me ask you this though: Does your theater still like when you order popcorn and they're like you want butter on it? You say yes. They go over, we scoop the popcorn in. They put butter in. They put more popcorn in, but more butter in. They kind of shake it all up and give it to you. That's
No.
the way to do it.
Yeah,
You
that's
just go to
fine.
the thing and you
I
handle
don't
your
know.
business
Yeah,
yourself.
most places it's self-serve butter these days.
Yeah, that fucking
My-
sucks because
my-
all the butter's on the top, and like midway down, you got no butter.
No, you just gotta agitate it as you
days,
butter
Lee,
it.
They shove a straw down into it, and they fill the straw with butter.
That is disgusting.
What's disgusting about it?
You
I
end up with like a fucking butter slop at the bottom of the bucket.
No, it just pours the butter down into the middle, which is what you're describing.
I should quantify something. I like caramel popcorn.
Well,
That's
what the fuck?
the caramel from it like helps it.
That's the worst kind of popcorn.
It's the best kind.
popcorn is literally my favorite food.
There are too many bad opinions happening right now to even keep track of them all.
I have something similar to what Mahoney has. I may have said this on the show before. I get refillable popcorn buckets. They only last like 6 months, but they're free refills every time I go.
Oh,
Shit.
And so literally last night, I was going to a friend's to play D&D, and I just ran to the movie theater, filled up my 2 buckets of popcorn, and went to my friend's house. I got 2 of them. Yeah, I don't want to have to leave the movie theater, like the theater while I'm watching the movie as often, so I get 2
Oh
of them.
my god.
You should not eat 2 of those buckets at once, John Michael.
There have been days where I've eaten like 4 of them. I do not
Goddamn.
recommend doing that, but it hurts, but it hurts so good until you have to run to the bathroom and your ass explodes. But before that, it's key. And like there's this event at the university I work at called Bronco Bash, where local vendors come and bring crap, and my movie theater brings free buckets. So I buy one in the summer, and it lasts me from like April till like it's good till October, but the event happens in September. So I go to the event in September. Now they only allow 1 bucket per person. This is a problem for me. I need more than 1 bucket. So I've done different things over the years. One year, I
Go then with
Fake
a drawn-on mustache.
one year. Oh, seriously, 1 year. Okay, so 1 year, like I just walked up and they had a stack of them, and I just grabbed an entire stack and ran away. 1 year, I was
with the popcorn bucket.
1 year I was working up there, and I had a button-down shirt, and I came up with my shirt on, then I went away, and then I took my shirt off and just had like a white undershirt, and I came back, and I took my glasses off. I'm not kidding. And I kept doing this, and I got 7 buckets, and then the woman that was working was like, "I'm not giving you any more. You've been here." I'm like, "Okay, fine." But I got 7 of them. I needed to get some for friends and my parents.
Said, fuck you,
I was
bitch.
gonna ask, what do you do?
Happy birthday! Here's your bucket.
Well, I like to have 4
You're like, I
myself.
don't like to wash them.
Well, I like to have 4, so that way when I go with friends, they can have their own bucket. Like, because like
Fuck out of here! I'm not sharing.
yeah, like
Yeah,
no,
really.
like, and then but the best one was 2 years ago. I brought an entire change of clothes. I was wearing my work attire. I went up, and they've now started stamping the hand. So I went up.
Because of you.
Cut my fucking hand off.
Because of me. I walked up, I got my hand stamped, and I'm like, okay, and I was with a friend. I'm like, okay, I gotta go. I ran to the bathroom, quickly washed it off, went out to my car,
Put on the pirate hook.
went out to my car, changed from work clothes into jeans and a Power Ranger t-shirt. I had longer hair at the time, and I brought a Nightwing baseball cap. I tucked my hair up into the cap, and I took my glasses off, and I went back up there.
This
And
is
I got
too
another
much work
bucket.
for popcorn.
It's
a lot
way
of
too much work for popcorn.
No, it was not. It was worth it. It was worth it. This last year, I just had my girlfriend go with me, and she got me a bucket.
Also,
I feel like John Michael. Every time you come on the show now, it's just a cry for help of some kind.
we learned something new. It just unpeels another layer of John Michael.
Like just,
Oh, I literally have a friend who's known me for like, you know, going almost like a decade, and he's
is
like,
he concerned as well?
like every time I see him, he's like, there's a like, he's like just like you said, a layer every time we peel back the onion. Every
Yeah.
time I see you, yeah, like this is just my group therapy sessions.
What I want to know is, who are the idiots working this popcorn bucket stand that don't recognize the 7-foot-tall dude that keeps coming back?
Oh no! Here's the thing. This is why I really like when I did the baseball cap. Like quick change, I really realized that like Superman's Clark Kent disguise would really work because people do not pay attention. Like you hunch over a little bit and you kind of like be nonchalant. People don't pay attention.
How tall are you really though?
6'8".
Yeah, right. Exactly. He's a fucking like an oak tree walking over with a free popcorn bucket.
Who are these popcorn people who are fucking the RoboCop of popcorn buckets?
Yeah, like why do they, yeah, that's
Who
that's
gives
the
a
first-
shit?
Who gives a shit? Right.
Like, you want 50 buckets?
I mean,
Enjoy,
maybe they
kid.
shit. Maybe they know it's him. Like, oh, fuck it, just he's special. Give him popcorn.
Right, like it's not like he's getting extra needles at the methadone clinic.
Well, and like they get hundreds of dollars from me. Like last year at the movie theater, I spent over $750. Like,
Good lord.
That's not that
Like-
bad for a year.
no, like because like I mean
Knowing
go,
how
like-
many movies you see, that's not that bad. I would have thought it was way up there.
well no like because my theater is like where I'm located. It's a little bit cheaper. Like you
Sure.
know like matinees are like $8, like a little under $8, and like the evening shows are like 10. But I work at a college, a university, so they give student discounts. Well, my card says staff or faculty, so I show them my card and I just put my finger over it and I'm like, yeah, I'm a student, and I get a discount.
Oh,
Yeah,
man,
like-
I worked at College ID for like 12 years.
Hell
So,
yeah. My
Yeah.
fucking college ID didn't have any dates on it.
Yeah, no. I only had to get rid of it because I busted it trying to jimmy a lock open.
They stopped doing student discounts around here pretty much.
Oh, that
That's some
sucks.
host shit.
They still do them in a lot of places here, not movie theaters, but just about almost every place else.
You know what they do still do? Senior discounts. If you get that shit on Fandango, who gives a fuck?
That's a very good point. Fuck yeah.
Okay,
Amazing.
can we touch on the fact that Lee doesn't like caramel popcorn now?
No, the best popcorn is it's cheese popcorn or get the fuck out. That's if you get that little like that metal tin with a cardboard divider in it with 3 popcorns, you can throw it in the trash when it has nothing left but the caramel corn, and the cheese corn absolutely goes first.
Wow.
Fantastic.
Wow.
So
So
good.
you've never even tried the cheese popcorn, caramel popcorn combo bags, have you?
Oh no.
No, that doesn't sound good.
I've recently gotten turned on to those, and they're pretty good.
Yeah, you know, I didn't think it sounded good either until we were in Chicago and somebody handed it to me, and it's fucking great.
You're like, no problem, stranger. Thanks for this candy.
Exactly. I think it was Eli. It might have been Caitlin. One of them. You know how Eli and Caitlin are essentially the same person.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Thinking 168 and one is not. That's awesome. You got anything else we're talking about, John Michael?
Not much. I've been like really sick the last few weeks. I'm still getting over. I'm hell of a lot better now, but I was really sick. So sick that I went and stayed at my parents for 3 days.
Jesus.
Sometimes
I don't
you
think
just
I can
gotta.
get sick. So after, oh, go ahead. Sorry, go ahead.
I was every time I couldn't breathe properly. Like, so every time I tried to sleep, I'd fall asleep for about 5 minutes and wake up just gasping for breath.
Oh, that sounds
So-
terrible.
It was awful and a little terrifying. And like
What'd you have to eat that day? 4 buckets of popcorn?
my typical diet. And so like, you know, and I was having fever dreams. I was actually watching Men in Black 2 trying to catch up because I've not watched Men in Black 2 for like since it came out, and I've never seen 3, so I was trying to watch them to get ready for International, and I had the weirdest fever dreams of Men in Black because I was falling asleep and then waking up gasping for breath and then half out of it. It was not fun. So I basically the next day I'm like to my mom, like, can I come over? I don't want to be alone. I can't breathe.
Oh,
And I ended up staying there for 3 days, and my brother was sick too, and he is staying with my parents because he just moved back to the area. He lived in Texas for about a year, and he's just moved back and is finding a place. So we got to be sick together. It felt like being a kid again. It wasn't like fun, but it was like nice to be around family, I guess. And then
How sick will I have to be?
So after the
So
day
sick.
after my lung transplant, my mom's like, you want to stay here? I'm like, no, I'll be at my apartment. I'm good.
My mom is like the quintessential like Midwestern mom that just wants to take care of everybody. So like, not that I was trying to take advantage of that, but it was nice to.
Hey, no, you do you. I get
Yeah,
it.
like,
She's a mom. She's a mom. Like,
yeah.
we left my parents' house this past weekend, and my mom sent us home with a care package that on the outside of the package said sugar cookies, but on the inside, it was hard-boiled eggs and chocolate-covered strawberries.
Which must have just gone together terribly. Like, packing them together, eating them together, nothing about that sounds appealing.
Yeah, well, she tried.
And then I got sick on like a Wednesday, but I went into work anyway because I gave my girlfriend a ride to work, and we worked basically at the same place. And I'm like, well, I'm already here. I might as well go to work. And I ended up leaving early, and then was sick the rest of that week. And then I had the following week off. I had already scheduled vacations. That was awesome. But I was sick my entire vacation, which also encompassed my birthday in there. So that really sucked. Like, there's nothing quite like just laying at home sick on your birthday. Like, it's not fun. And I started to feel good enough to do a few things at like the weekend of that, and I saw Dark Phoenix and then Aladdin.
What'd you think of both of those? A little quick one.
Dark Phoenix, it existed. It
Yep.
wasn't like it wasn't. Everybody's saying like it's the worst X-Men movie. Like X-Men Origins Wolverine still exists. Like
right.
Like that exists. You're not going to be the worst X-Men movie. It wasn't like bad, and there were some cool moments of like them working together as a team, but overall it was just kind of boring.
Mahoney sent me a clip from X-Men Dark Phoenix via Instagram.
Yeah, a clip.
Social media network.
A clip,
felt
but
so
it was
fucking
in
long.
it was in
Like,
4 different pieces.
It was so long. I couldn't even finish the first part. Like, how the hell did someone sit through a movie of that dredging horse shit?
Yeah, it was just boring. Honestly, like they didn't even have like a cool Quicksilver moment like the last couple of movies did. Like it wasn't the worst, but it wasn't like exciting by any means.
See, I thought they had the best Quicksilver moment when he got his fucking ass kicked and then was gone. The best Quicksilver moment of any movie.
Well, it's
for me.
clear they don't know what to do with him because they never have him around much in the movies because they don't
because
know.
if he's there doing Quicksilver shit, all the fights are over in 2 minutes.
Yeah, but like here's the thing. I liked it less than The Last Stand. So like they've messed up the Dark Phoenix saga twice now. So maybe just let it die. Don't try it again if they do it in the MCU. Or maybe they'll do it good in the MCU. They've got a good track record.
Fucking no more of this nonsense.
Yeah.
No.
They'll do it, but like in 15 years.
Right.
Mm-hmm. I just want, as much as I do like some of the X movies, I just want an actual movie with the actual First Class.
Yes.
And
Yes.
that's all. Like
yes.
just like it's not that hard. Just do that. Like, and I think that would be the best because you could give Wolverine a little bit of a rest because Hugh Jackman's still fresh in people's mind, but like everybody else is pretty much a blank slate. Nobody like really cares about him. Like,
Yeah, real quick. Who
on
put
it.
Cyclops in those fucking movies?
Ty
Jim
Sheridan.
Marsden, the other
Ty
one.
Sheridan.
Yeah, you're the only one.
Was that a name? Is that a
That
real
was a
name
name.
you just said?
That was the name.
It was Ready
He
Player
could be
One,
making
dude.
that name up, and none of us would know.
Yeah, that sounds like the name you give when you go to get your 17th popcorn bucket. Yes, it's me, Tahoe Sheridan. I'm here for my popcorn bucket.
He was Ty Sheridan's the guy that was in Ready Player One, the main character in Ready Player One.
Yeah.
Not that was a good movie either, but like it existed. And then Aladdin, I really, 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 really liked.
Was it loud for you?
It was pretty loud.
Man.
It was loud.
I really enjoyed it. Aladdin's my favorite Disney movie. I was a little hesitant just because, like, you know, Robin Williams kind of like that, like he encompassed that movie. And when the movie started, I was like, you know, this is okay. The minute they got to Will Smith, I was all in. Because it was similar enough where it still felt like the genie, but different enough where it didn't feel like he was trying to be Robin Williams.
That'd be a bad idea.
And
yeah, but he was still kind of doing the same bits. He wasn't trying to do a Robin Williams impersonation, but it was. I wish there was more stuff that was uniquely Will Smith genie.
Yeah, I mean, though that you know, I think that's fair. I still enjoyed it, and I like Will Smith. He's to me, he's likable. Plus, I have a huge crush on Naomi Scott.
Oh
Like
yes,
Jasmine.
she's so hot.
She's so hot. And the scene right after Prince Ali, which was unique to the live action movie, where Aladdin, as like they're re-meeting Jasmine and he's talking about all his jams and stuff. I freaking love that scene so much. That was my favorite scene in the movie. I love like just awkward comedy. So I really enjoyed it. And my girlfriend really liked it, and she's much harder to please than I am. So
Tell me about it.
Yeah, I hear that.
but other than
That's most boyfriend-girlfriend dynamics.
yeah. But other than that, I've been the only other thing that I've been trying to do, or two other things. I haven't finished it yet, but I started watching Batman '89 for the first time in like 20 years, and I like it more than I remember liking it. Haven't finished it yet, but I like it.
It's weird.
It's different. I will not rewatch Batman Returns. I hate that with a passion, but and then I have, for a week and a half, I have been trying to watch the Dark Phoenix saga, or the whole Phoenix saga from the X-Men animated series.
Oh yeah.
And every night I put it on and I fall asleep like within 5 minutes every time. It's not saying it's bad. I just can't make it through.
No, but that X-Men show was kind of boring at times, but like a warm glass of milk boring.
Yeah, it has been the best sleep aid that I have encountered for like the last week and a half. It's just putting me out. So
yes, super melodramatic.
Yeah, but that's about it for me.
Awesome. What's going on, Zero?
So, not much. Anime Expo's in 2 weeks, so I've mainly just been working on costumes and getting everything prepped for that. What I'm going to talk about today, though,
So much work.
is current events.
Nice.
All right.
J-Pop brought up in the chat the whole Trump fake news stuff. So, for a living, I make fake news. Like, our company advertises on Yahoo and Google and stuff and tries to trick people into clicking our links so they can go to a casino website.
Wait, fucking what?
Yeah, like I make clickbait for a living. That is 100% my job.
Oh, so you're like quite literally part of the problem.
No, I am on the internet. Like 100%, we make clickbait and try and trick people into a casino website.
I think it's safe to say any of the clickbait any of us have ever clicked on, Zero probably made it.
Probably.
Because we are too smart to click on just any clickbait.
Well, no, you're ruining the story now. So
That's what I'm here to do.
Chew bubble gum and ruin stories.
I was looking through our logs of where all our traffic comes from.
Jose's house.
If you combine, yes, all from Mahoney. If you combine the Fox News website, the Fox News iOS app, and the Fox News Android app, that amounts to 75% of our traffic.
Well,
No
there you go.
fucking way.
100%. That's like, I was kind of blown away by this. Like, there's your factual evidence that people who watch Fox
They're
News,
just the most gullible people.
and don't understand how ads work.
Oh,
So that was a fun little lesson I learned this weekend.
Jesus.
I can see it. I mean, that checks
No,
out.
I
Yeah.
wasn't surprised, but like you're still surprised. Like 75% is the part that surprised me.
Yeah, like I thought for sure it'd be most, but not
Almost all.
that much.
Almost all.
So thanks, Fox News, for paying for my apartment.
Got him.
I got a lot of feelings about this, Zero. Not gonna lie.
Talk it out, Lee. Talk it out.
I once got an email from a headhunter one time. Like, hey, I think your skills would be a good fit for the job. This and that. I'm like, cool. I'm not like actively looking for work, but I'll never turn down like a good opportunity.
Yeah.
You know. So I went online and I looked at the company and I go, oh, this company is a medical service provider for the world's largest conglomerate of for-profit prisons. And I'm like, nah, I can't work for you. I think you're evil. I'm like, no, we can't do that. Like, I feel like your powers could be better used is all I'm saying, my friend.
I mean, I get to make my own hours. My boss doesn't care really. Like,
No, it sounds fucking sweet.
yeah, I love my job actually. Like, I hate the work, but I love the job.
I can respect that. And especially like if you, and you know what? Especially if now you know.
It's all from Fox News. Yeah.
Yeah, like maybe that makes it okay. I don't know.
Like when we do eventually go to Japan, which we're kind of talking about like January, February, we're gonna go for 3 weeks because I can just work while we're there.
Oh,
I don't need to
damn.
take time off.
Just crafting bullshit across the pond.
Exactly.
God, that is real special.
And then I have a somewhat similar, mildly in the same ballpark story. So you know when you're on Twitter or any social media, and there's a celebrity you see, like that's trending, you're like, oh god,
Right.
please don't have molested someone.
Yeah, you're like, are they dead? Are they a rapist? Or are they a Trump supporter?
What happened to Tom Bosley?
So after seeing Hannibal Buress on there, I was like, oh god, what did Hannibal Buress do? And it was okay. He was just in a commercial with Tom Holland, and it was funny. People were happy. Yay! Then I see Alex Jones trending. And I kind of have the opposite reaction. I'm like, oh, I hope this is bad.
Oh man, it's gonna be really bad.
And part of me is also like, what terrible, terrible things did this
so
terrible,
shockingly
terrible
bad, though.
person say? So reading through the articles and stuff, the Sandy Hook, the families of the victims are suing him.
Right.
Because, he says this all make-believe. Throughout the course of this lawsuit, he was ordered to turn over all his electronic files and emails and stuff to them.
All of his evidence.
And
From his sources.
They found child pornography in there.
It's not great.
No, that's not a good look.
No, not great.
Well,
of course, he denies it, but the FBI is getting involved.
From what I've read, I've read a couple articles on the story, and the only source that they've said of the child porn is incoming emails to InfoWars email addresses.
Well, in that case, we can't be held accountable for that.
They haven't exactly said Alex Jones had kiddie porn.
No, not quite. But
that's still not a good look.
So why did he call the FBI? He isn't child pornography.
Well,
so yeah,
it also you got to realize who you're talking about too, though. Like, no bit. Like, in all seriousness, like, it could have been some fucking whack job who's like, oh, this is fucking, look at this. This is evidence of Pizzagate. This is what they don't want you to see, and it's nightmare videos. That ugh.
True. But
fucking knows.
it was just a turn between that and Hannibal Buress. That's all.
Yeah, no, that's a hell of a 180. Yeah, because that Alex Jones is never going to be trending with headlines like, Alex Jones sees the light and realizes he's made horrible mistakes.
Alex Jones awarded a citizenship trophy.
Alex Jones donates all the blood.
I fucking wish.
Alex Jones dies.
Man, that guy's a fucking trip. Not good people. Not good people.
Remember that one time Jose linked us to an Alex Jones video?
Oh, yeah. The problem with Alex Jones is that, like, he is sometimes right. Like, he has said shit that has panned out to be true. But that doesn't change the fact he's a fucking insane lunatic that, 98% of the time is not right.
What a world.
Fucking trash person.
What a world.
But you know what? I'm glad that we live in a world with such rich diversity of characters.
Takes all kinds.
Boy, does it take all kinds these days.
All right, well, we want to take a break. I got a little Popcast Classic, and then
I want nothing more than to take a break
and
come back and do this list.
Yes, cool. So the Popcast Classic for this week, I had a hard time. I've been looking through old episodes, kind of scanning through them, see if anything pops up. I was having a hard time this week, and I was like, you know what? The easiest one for me to find is episode 316. So
there you go. Hey, real quick, what do you know offhand the ones that you're missing and put the call out?
Oh shit! There is a list. I need to go back. I need to organize everything and put out a call. But we are definitely missing a bunch of the reboot era. So if anyone has files of those, because like we don't have 3D Lucas. We don't have Egg Taco. So yeah, anywhere in the reboot era. So that was, I think 2013, 2014, maybe 2012 in there a little bit. So
yeah, goddamn,
we'll find them. We'll find them. So yeah, we'll take a break and we'll be back in a minute and 9 seconds. How about that?
Word.
Break!
Oh, hell yeah. Today's Tuesday. It's November. It's the 10th day. It's 2015. And this is episode number 316 of the PanelsOnPages.com podcast. Find all them goddamn episodes at PCN.PanelsOnPages.com. I'm your host, the Right Reverend Lee Rodriguez. Joining me on the line tonight, we got Mr. Jason Nyes.
What?
Jose Guzman.
Oh, the goddamn General Tools chicken! And I forgot my fucking wontons!
Kelly Harris.
Fuck your word count.
Workouts. And joining us after 2 goddamn long hiatus, Gavin of the Gavins. How are you, son?
Shit, thanks for hitting the download button on this Tuesday family-friendly version of the Panels on Pages podcast.
Sir, can I add?
So tonight,
you introduced us wrong. It's Stone Cold, and Stunning
What?
Steve Austin.
What? What?
I have a feeling this gimmick is either going to go over really well or really poorly.
And we're back.
I forgot how Jose's Stone Cold was just like...
He called it General Toes Chicken.
His was more of a ultimate social justice warrior.
Yeah. Oh, God. That was so stupid.
Well,
and then we had the guy on to talk about like his, charity for sick kids.
Yeah, but it was a video game charity, so there's that.
It was.
And to be fair, who knows how to pronounce General So's? Everyone pronounces it differently. It's a T, an S, and an O. Like, thanks, China. Like, is it So's? Is it Toes? Some people don't pronounce the S. Is it Cho?
Or even Sow.
How about this? Just get the sesame chicken. Solve your problem.
I don't grab wontons. All right. So this week, in honor of Kelly's Japan trip, even though he's not here because he
ate that fucking pigeon.
That fucking pigeon.
Yeah, we kind of themed an entire episode to welcome Kelly back to the States, and nope.
But through no fault of his own, unless you count eating the pigeon as being his fault.
Well,
which I think Mahoney takes part of the blame there. I'm saying. You only tell a man so much.
30%.
30%. So we did our top 6 Japan shits, and I gotta say, pretty good turnout from the population.
Well, I feel like we have a solid roster of population members who participate every week, and I appreciate them.
Yeah, we love each and every one of you, even you, and you know who you are.
Some more than others.
Not you.
Obviously, some more than others. Like I love one of my kids more than the others. Depending on the day. I'm just saying. Like obviously more than the other.
There's definitely one list that we've got that I love less than the others. So I'll let you guess.
Sure. More on that as it develops. So I will go first because that's just fucking how it works. Number 1. No, I guess number 6. A movie called Why Don't You Play in Hell, which I think I may have talked about at some point on this show. Definitely on Like Japan shit.
Yeah, that sounds like some crazy shit you'd talk about.
It's on. Last time I checked, it was on Prime Video to stream for free. And it's this crazy movie about this kid who wants to make a Yakuza movie and ends up finding himself actually in a conflict between 2 Yakuza clans. One kind of more modern gangsters, and the other one like, old samurai style. And it is preposterous and one of legit funniest movies I've seen. It is hilarious, and the violence is extremely over the top. It's so dumb. It's an absolute blast. I would highly recommend it. I think it's on Prime. Next, I'm gonna put I put crazy game show clips on YouTube.
That is a great one. That is a deep cut, Lee. I
goal.
appreciate you for this.
There's a lot of them, man. Like you can just go to YouTube and type in Japanese game show and get lost for hours. Like it's just every one of them are amazing.
Yeah, we ended up at FriendCon last year watching a bunch of Most Extreme Elimination Challenge, which was great.
Yeah, that's a good one.
I remember seeing one that was like a bunch of dudes had to get blown, and whoever blew a load fastest won. Like they got some wild shit.
One of my favorites is just called "Girl in Shower."
Well,
so they get
course.
They get
That's
a bunch
part
of
of my
dudes.
list.
They get a bunch of dudes at the bottom of like an inflatable slide, and they're like all in like little speedos, and they just put a bunch of soapy water on the slide. And the goal is to climb the soapy slide, and they're trying to throw like balls. At the top of the slide is like a 9-panel kind of like paper thing, and behind it is a girl taking a shower. And so they're trying to scramble up and knock out the panel so they can see the girl taking the shower. That's the point of the game, you see. But instead, they just slip and fall and hurt each other, and no one ever sees a titty. It is fantastic. Also like the one where I don't know the exact rules of the game, but I remember in the clip very specifically, a girl puts her head through like a hole cut in the table.
Yep.
And on the table is just like a fucking iguana walking around all pissed off.
What the fear factor?
And she's just crying, and the host was like, you can hold it. Hold it there,
No,
hold it there.
go on.
Hold it there. Come on, you can do it. You can do it. It was fucking crazy. So, yes. Game show clips on YouTube. Fantastic. Next up, I got Captain Marvelous from Gokaiger, the best Sentai Ranger character of all time. Fucking Stone Cold Pimp is Captain Marvelous from Gokaiger.
Go on.
He's very good.
He's a fucking space pirate captain, and he's got all the Red Ranger powers, and he don't give a fuck.
Oh, he straight up looks like a Final Fantasy dude.
He absolutely, he got beautifully coiffed hair, amazingly coiffed hair, and they bust him out every once in a while. Like he was that show's like at this point like what 10 years old, I think, something like that.
7. I think it was 2012.
I recognize the Ranger costume.
Yeah, because they adapted it as in the U.S. too,
Yeah.
and that show was terrible. The Power Rangers from that season is not good, but Marvelous is the fucking jam, and they'll dust him off every once in a while. Like he was in the little miniseries they did before this current season. He's a delight all the time.
I straight up found a picture of Captain Marvelous doing the Shocker.
Yeah, that checks out.
It's either the Shocker or Matt Hardy version 1.
Yeah, Marvelous don't fuck around. He's a good time. Number 3, because I think because I've been playing a lot of them lately, I'm reminded of how much joy they brought me over the years, and it's a little bit of a blanket, so I kind of hate myself for not picking one. But I'm gonna say just JRPGs in general, like your Final Fantasy and this and that. I've been playing a lot of Xenoblade Chronicles 2 over the weekend, and it takes me back to the games I played on the Super Nintendo. They're kind of immersive, big characters, big worlds. Like, they're doing all the Final Fantasy remake shit's coming out. It's just fresh on my mind, so we put JRPGs on there. Then number 2, Kelly turned me on to the artwork of Junji Ito a couple years ago, and it's left an impression. Some real dark horror shit, man, in those comics, including some of the most disturbing images I've ever seen committed to comics. There's a story where a guy gets horrible. His whole face is covered in pimples because his dad cooks in the restaurant downstairs. There's no ventilation. All the grease goes up in the house. He has horrible pimples. And one day he gets mad at his sister and pins her to the ground and squeezes his face, and all the pimple juice falls on her face.
Yep.
In what is the most upsetting image I've ever seen drawn. It is really terrible, and I'm like, oh, I really want to turn the page now because this is fucking nightmarish.
Yeah.
And then number 1, I thought about long and hard. I'm like, what's going to be the number one? What have I probably gotten the most joy of over the years from Japan? I'm going to say the lovely and talented Asa Akira is my number one for A+ Japan shit. But that lady is a delight. Just fantastic work. And you know what? No bullshit. Has a quality podcast. Just saying. So, yes, that is my number one for a myriad of hopefully obvious reasons.
I don't know if I'm familiar. I'm going to have to Google her real quick.
I think you should Google her. I'm sure you've never heard of it before.
Nah, I've absolutely heard it. She's not wearing a top on the subway. What's going on here?
Yeah, not fucking around. She's a performance artist, goddammit.
Jerry Whitworth in the chat talking about Japanese game shows. He says he saw a Japanese game show where they gave 3 guys enemas and the last one to go won.
Yeah, that checks out in a million ways. Yeah, I believe that completely.
Do you think in like 30 years in Japan they'll bring back some of these weird game shows for nostalgia reasons, like they just brought back Press Your Luck? And they'll get like some famous actress to host.
The all-new Girl in Shower! Bring it back to they do Double Dare.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Hilarious. Let's see. So Kelly was not able to be here. We did send us in his list. He wrote, okay, so number 6. He says, anime. A ton of my childhood cartoons were the mystical new cartoons from the East. I would race home from school to watch Dragon Ball, Tenchi Muyo, Pokemon, and too many others to list. Number 5, melon soda. Prior to my trip, this wouldn't have made the list, but Suntory's Pop's melon flavor is my new favorite soda.
I'm down.
Number 4, the blanket manga. I love the Japanese approach to comics. Like it or not, the barrier to entry for manga is much smaller than American comics. You just pick up a series from the beginning and go. The market diversity in terms of genre is something else that American comics can't really touch either. That's completely true.
Yeah.
Like, they have manga of literally everything. And those books are cheap, and you can just pick up 1,000 of them for like $10. Number 3, Nintendo. Those guys gave me Animal Crossing. Following all the announcements they made at E3 this year, it's a great time to be a Nintendo fan. Also, shout out to the Yakuza games. They're not on Nintendo, but they're without a doubt my favorite games that I didn't play on a Nintendo system. Number 2 is Tokusatsu. I'll forever love watching dudes in big foam monster suits beating each other while surrounded by a carefully constructed cityscape.
He put that in his list, and I'm like, wait, so that's not just called kaiju?
Whole genre, son.
I was like, there's a whole other name for that?
It's a whole genre of bullshit. The number 1, wrestling. No one's surprised that this is number 1. Pro wrestling may have come to us from America, but it was perfected in Japan. From the training to the in-ring to the overall presentation of the product, this is how I prefer my wrestling to be. Going to 8 different shows over the past 2 weeks I was in Japan hammered home that point even harder for me.
Just in a sex pervert's basement, just watching wrestling in Japan. 2 things. Jose says he seconds Lee's pick for Asa Akira.
Damn right.
For the record. Also, he's in Vegas and sent us a picture of a fucking Black Widow spider, so that's cool.
Yep. Keep walking.
And then J-Pop in the chat asks, is Asa Akira the one that does the podcast with Ryback?
I
Ain't
don't
no
think
podcast
so.
like a Ryback podcast, because a Ryback podcast got Asa Akira.
She may have been on a podcast, but I don't think she actually regularly does one.
She does the Ride Back podcast.
Ride backwards.
I'm gonna look that up.
It's not really.
Here I thought I celebrated her entire catalog.
Wow.
No, I don't think that's true.
It's not completely out of the realm of possibility, but
It's not out of the realm of possibility. He could have been on an episode of a podcast with her.
sure. Or she could have been on his podcast.
Yeah, for
Yeah,
sure.
or
Or
she
she
might
could've
have
been on-
delivered her a pizza while she was podcasting.
Yeah, exactly. All these are plausible enough. I had to look it up. So yeah, what you got, Nias? I'm curious.
Yeah, because I'm kind of a basic bitch when it comes to Japan shit. Okay, Ryback did a podcast with Phoenix Marie. who is a
Okay.
porn star, adult film star. Sorry.
All right. Yeah.
I don't want to be reductive here. All right, here's my list. I actually have some shout-outs, which is surprising to me. Kill Bill Volume 1 has a lot of cool Japan shit in it.
That's true.
So,
I'll accept that.
So shout out to the entire Crazy 88 fucking thing and the anime backstory of Oren Ishii. Yeah, all that. Very cool stuff. Go-Go with the bladed ball.
Yeah.
Shout out to Kairi Sane and Asuka, who are just delightful. Love them. And sumo wrestling, like fat dudes in diapers just pushing each other around.
E Honda for life, bitch.
Way cool. Yeah, E Honda and Blanco are my jams. That 1,000-hand slap will fuck some shit up. All right, here's my list proper. Got turned on to this last year at Disney. Taiyaki, which is the fish-shaped, it's like pancake batter on either side, and it's got the red bean paste in it. Fucking amazing.
Oh, okay.
So good.
Love it. Japanese hibachi restaurants. Number 5.
Yeah. Good time.
Bust out an onion volcano. Let's go.
Always.
And
Did I
then
tell the story about the last time I went to a hibachi restaurant?
go ahead, please.
It was that we were at a friend's birthday, and the guy was a good chef. He's putting on a good show, and he had a big ass squirt bottle just full of sake, and he's going around squirting just shots and shots and shots full of sake in people's open mouths. He's going on the table, everybody's spitting and making a big mess, whatever else ever. And it gets to me, and I'm like, no, I don't do this. He's like, oh, come on, I don't want to do this. Oh, why not? I go, because statistically, I'm probably an alcoholic. And he goes, oh. I'm like, it's fine. On with your show.
Fantastic. Number 4, I've become a big fan of these in the past couple of years. SH Figure Arts. Like some of them are a little expensive, but the ones I have, the Donatello with the die-cast feet, the Rock and the Stone Cold, love them. Fantastic. And like
They almost made my list.
Opened my eyes to what is possible in action figures these days. So like I'm back, baby. Fucking I'm so in.
They do crazy shit with like the Kamen Rider figure art. It's where the whole point behind that show was all the little gimmicks and their transformation belts, whatever. And they do all those things and they all work. Like all the shit little accessories, like all the cranks work and the switches and levers. Like it doesn't make any sense that they can be that good and intricate at that size. It's fucking nuts.
They're so good. I'm so sad that the Super Sentai figure arts are dead, that they don't make them anymore, because I love figure arts so much.
It's a trip, man. It's crazy what they're able to do.
My number 3 is a tie between Nintendo and Sega, because I was actually, everybody had an NES essentially, but then you moved on from the NES and you either went Super Nintendo or you went Sega Genesis. And I was a Sega boy for a long time, like up until the 64. I was a Sega boy.
And every once in a while, man, we actually had both. We had both of them. Some of the Genesis games were better than their Super Nintendo counterparts.
Yeah, it was so weird. What an interesting time.
Like these Maximum Carnage on the Super Nintendo cannot fuck with Maximum Carnage on the Genesis.
Oh.
It's not even fair. Like, they're not even in the same fucking stratosphere.
I also really loved the Genesis version of the Power Rangers movie game more than the Super Nintendo version.
Yeah. Sometimes they were just completely different games.
the Power Rangers one was completely, 100% completely different game.
Number 2.
I played the shit out of that X-Men Genesis game too.
Oh, that game was so hard.
So good.
I hated it.
I was pissed off. I just was pissed off because the mutant powers had a meter of how much you could use them. I'm like, no, fucking Cyclops can just shoot his eye blast. That's what he does.
Wait, I only have Wolverine's claws out for a set amount of time. Fuck out of here.
Oh, I'm so fatigued. Number 2, I gotta go with just straight up ramen. If we're talking in the brick, you throw it in the boiling pot of water at home, or if we're talking like fancy ass, giant ass bowl with the meats and the sauces and all that. It's like some. There's a place here in Orlando called Super Cyan, and it's a Dragon Ball Z themed ramen place, and it seats probably 10 people. And
I
it's
talked about this before, yeah.
Yeah, it's fantastic. It is super cool. I highly recommend. And then my number one, no surprise, girl in shower. No, it's sushi. Come on, it's fucking sushi. When I'm eating sushi, I feel so Japanese, you guys.
So I can't help but be curious. Do you eat it with your fingers or chopsticks?
I know you're supposed to eat it with your fingers, but also I am very proud of my chopstick technique. So
okay, that's fair. That's fair.
And also, some of the shit that we get is just so.
What? You're supposed to eat it with your fingers.
You're
What?
supposed to eat it with your fingers. The
shit.
traditional way is to pick it up with your fingers, soy sauce only, and then pop it in your mouth. No mixing your soy sauce with your wasabi.
Well, like the
way
ginger's
easier.
supposed to be like to wash it down with, not to go on it.
Yeah. Yeah, and aren't you supposed to put the soy sauce on the fish, not the rice?
Correct. Like a couple of drops, otherwise you're insulting the sushi chef and stuff.
Right. Yeah.
Oh, all right.
But you know what?
I ignore most of that. I'm just curious.
Yeah. We have a sushi place down the street from us, which is basically Chipotle. So.
Yeah, our favorite sushi place is ran by Chinese people. So.
There you go.
That's awesome.
I just like going to a buffet that's near me, getting a mound of sushi and popping it like Tic Tacs.
Oh man, see, like, there's something about buffet sushi, like at a Chinese buffet that just doesn't seem right to me.
Man, when I was in San Diego a couple years ago for work, Zero was like, "We got to check out this sushi buffet," and I'm like, "I don't know about that. That sounds kind of sketchy." But then we went, and it was like a buffet with guys just constantly making like new rolls of sushi, and they're like, no, this fucking rules. I take it all back.
Again, though, like, a big qualification there. It was also $25.
Yeah, and you have
I
that.
got my fucking money's worth.
You have that all-you-can-eat sushi place by you. I'm just saying, at a Chinese buffet when they've got
it's not good.
Yeah,
like
a $12 sushi buffet is not going to do that.
Yeah, like I've been to really bad ones before. Luckily, the one by me is just at a level that's high enough where I'm willing to go for it. But there's a Japanese restaurant that's essentially across the street from me that is way better, that has way better sushi, but it's more expensive, and I'm a cheap ass. So if I want just a shit ton of sushi, I'm going for the buffet.
Yeah, I'd rather go grocery store sushi. Our local grocery store here that does pretty good pre-made sushi.
We have a Japanese market not too far away that they make their sushi fresh every morning, and it's pretty affordable.
Oh my god, I can imagine. Bless.
Let's all imagine.
Let's go get sushi and donuts. So who's next? What do we got?
What we got on Twitter?
Twitter. Let's see. Let's go with. John Michael sent his in on Twitter, but he can also say them live on the air. How about that? How about Ben? Ben, number 6 is sushi. One of his favorite things to put in my mouth. Number 5. God damn it. Hirokazu Koreeda. One of the best living Japanese filmmakers. His movies are all wonderful. Number 4, kaiju. Giant monsters, rubber suits or otherwise, attacking major cities and or each other. What's not to love? So that other word, was that when they're robots?
That's like a special effect, like where they use. Isn't it technically to call for like
a special effect driven? Like any kaiju movie is a tokusatsu movie by default.
Okay,
but all tokusatsu is not kaiju.
Yeah, kaiju's a sect of tokusatsu.
Yeah, kaijus are the monsters.
Power Rangers,
right?
All that stuff.
Okay.
Well, your Blade Heroes, all that shit.
Number 3, the giant robot subgenre. Transformers, Voltron, Gundam, etc. All either got their start or heavily influenced by Japanese animation. Yeah, definitely.
Absolutely.
Almost
How
made
would-
my list.
Where was I? Number 2, Nintendo. The video game craze would have died in the early 80s if it weren't for a crude Italian stereotype from Japan. And number 1, Akira Kurosawa. All of his films are masterpieces, no matter the genre.
That's a true story right there. True fucking story. I like it. We got an email
Nice.
sent in to PanelsOnPages.com.
I bet it's Vetter. That's his favorite social media platform.
You goddamn right, it's better. Not fucking around. Vetter writes in, Konnichiwa, which I thought was very culturally on point. Appreciate it. Shout outs to the surrounding Asian countries for bringing us Bruce Lee, General So Chicken, Tony Jaa, Hot and Sour Soup, and the Wu-Tang Clan. So is it number 6? Transformers, Japanese roots, and specifically for the Grimlock and Snarl I purchased in Japan circa 1988. Number 5, nunchucks.
Yes!
While my skills aren't on the level with Superfly's resident ninja Tony, I have a few and am decent with them. Number 4.
Now,
wrestling.
wait, hold on. Are we sure nunchucks aren't... Okay.
I'll allow it. As the resident expert
No,
in all
they
things
are
Japan.
of Japanese descent.
Okay, cool. That's one thing I was worried about with this episode, because when I first put my list together, half the shit was Chinese.
Number 4, wrestling. Noah, New Japan, AJP, etc. They brought some of the greats to us. Number 3, sushi. You know sushi doesn't mean raw fish, right? Number 2, Nintendo. Thank you for bringing Zelda into my life, along with a host of other games, but mostly the adventures of Link and Company. Number 1, ninjas. How boring of a world would it be without these silent assassins? Sent from mail for Windows 10, Rising Sun Edition.
Yeah, wait, hold
Solid
on.
list, better. Solid list. Appreciate it.
How did I fucking miss goddamn Shredder and the Foot Clan?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I thought about that, but since it was American creators, I decided to opt out of putting that on the list.
Yeah, well, I struggled.
You got shout outs. You didn't struggle. You had more than enough.
True. I basically just named everything I know that's Japanese.
Speaking of, what you got for us, Mahoney?
Hi, let me look up my tweet. I spent an embarrassing amount of time on Google. I felt like a goddamn old person being like, things from Japan, things originating in Japan, things made in Japan. Me too. Japanese exports.
Japanese
Like
movies.
real interesting targeted Google ads in the next couple weeks.
Nothing would tell me things that come from Japan, and I could not figure out the words. And so yeah, my list is sushi, Nintendo, and Kelly's food poisoning.
Oh my god.
I don't know what the hell comes from Japan, and neither does Google.
I thought about it for a while this weekend, and I was like, should I say Pearl Harbor?
Oh my god.
Damn. Jesus Christ, Mel Gibson. No. No.
He meant the movie.
Right. Come on. Like, couldn't have done it without him.
Kristen Allen hits us up on the Twitter. She says, honorable mentions to Japanese horror and Wario. And then she also shouts out artists that she discovered through Wizard and Heavy Metal, including Masamune Shiro from Ghost in the Shell, Yukito Kishiro from Battle Angel Alita, I should say, and Soriyama. And she says, you know his ladybots and women when you see them, and she's fucking right. Like I googled Soriyama after she put that up there, and yeah, I've gotten so many awkward boners from those robot ladies. She's totally right. Everything.
I gotta say, it's a 50-50 success rate on that then, because I googled it. I didn't know shit.
Well, one of us grew up reading Heavy Metal magazine. Just saying. All right, number 6. Ooh, this is a good one. She says traditional Japanese tattoos.
Hell
And that's
yeah.
for real.
Like Ben Affleck's big Japanese phoenix tattoo on his back.
Exactly like that one for sure. Number 5, cherry blossoms. That was a good ad.
Lovely.
Number 4, Hello Kitty / Sanrio.
Nice.
Number 3, Shiba Inuis, which are those cute little dogs, little Shiba dogs.
Shiba Inu. Yeah.
Yeah, News. Yeah. Number
Like,
2,
they're
Sushi, and number 1, Sailor Moon. Which that makes sense. This is all very much on brand, Chris, and I appreciate it. Solid list. A+, solid list. Love it. We got a Facebook one, guys?
Yes. Let's see here. Jerry Whitworth writes in. Number 6. Well, actually, let me go from 1 to 6 because I want to end with his number 6. Number 1, anime. Okay. Number 2, ninjas. Number 3, samurai. Number 4, Nihonto, Japanese swords.
I'm casting a wide net with this list.
Number 5, Budo, which is Japanese martial arts. And number 6 with a bullet, hentai.
God damn it.
That's almost part of my list.
God damn it.
I almost had it as an honorable mention.
Honorable mention all the blue girls.
Yeah, just not necessarily because I enjoy it, but like the balls on them.
Because you respect the craft.
Yeah, the balls
Art.
to create an entire genre based on Japanese schoolgirls getting banged by tentacle monsters.
Yeah. It's like there's a thing that happens when you see actual porno. You're like, I mean, this is like a production. Like, people this had craft services worth this gangbang video.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's like a team of people being employed by this filth that I'm watching. But then the next level of that is no. And for this one, a team of people had to draw it. Someone had to hone their artistic craft to make this nightmare that they really want me to watch based on what I assume is a bad choice in previous search criteria.
And just think of the frame rate, too, on those movies. Like, it's not South Park. Like, they're animating every single frame. Everything's moving.
And everything's so drippy.
And growing and dripping. Yes, very drippy.
Shiny.
Do you think there are, like, you know how with the Pixar movies you have certain departments?
Go on.
Like, is there just one guy who does the drippies?
It's like all the animation's done, and then they send it over to Craig.
Right.
So Craig can put in all the drippies. I think you might be onto something.
Because he's been studying, like, the physics of drips.
No one's better than Craig.
Right.
Like, you're not going to fuck around and give it to some other asshole. Like, that's what he fucking does. He eats, breathes, shits, and sleeps drippy. That's what he does. He's a goddamn master at his craft.
Would it be Craig, though? It would probably be like Shunichi.
Well,
you know. That's a Craig job.
Yeah. Craig immigrated to Japan specifically to follow his dreams.
He started out as just a fan, you see.
He had a box.
This is Kelly's future right here.
He was just a consumer.
Yeah.
And now he's a fucking icon in the industry.
A pillar.
A drippy, shiny pillar.
Fleshy pillar.
Veiny.
Hilarious. All right. What you got, Zero?
All right. So first, I'm gonna give a quick shout out to sick people wearing face masks. Why
Yes.
is it more of a thing in Western countries?
Yeah, that's great.
I mean, look, I know you still have to go to work and run errands, but cover that plague hole up.
Dude, my fucking kid asked me. My daughter asked me for cute face masks the other day. Like, fucking what? I'm like, I guess, but you know why they wear those shits, right? He's like, yeah, no, I think it's cute. I go, well, I mean, you're not gonna get sick.
You are always getting the sniffles there, Lee. So
fuck off.
All right, so number 6, fetishes you didn't know you had.
Okay.
Let's be honest, we're all perverts here, and Japan has our back with a ton of new ideas.
Yeah, I just wish they would just get over the whole pixelated stuff.
Number 5, and somewhat related, cosplay. I know costumes and stuff, didn't originate from Japan, but they kind of took it and dialed it to 11.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Number 4 is most of Nice's list, food.
Yes.
Japanese food. Like this is
Just
this is a
food.
broad list. Like Japanese food is just they're better.
Who would have guessed I would have named a bunch of food?
Yeah.
I almost put the different flavored Kit Kats on there, but I've never actually had any.
But you know they're good.
Yeah. I want some.
Exactly. Again, sticking broad, 3 is video games. Again, like, yeah, Japan didn't make Pong, but Nintendo changed the world.
They took the game and ran with it
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah. You would say they changed the game.
Yeah.
They did, in fact, change that game.
And before they changed it, they blew out the bottom of it.
Number 2 is toys. If you have a favorite toy, it was either designed in Japan or Japan has a better version of it.
Yeah.
That's just kind of the truth. I look around my room, like 3/4 of this stuff. I have wall-to-wall toys, and almost all of it is either from Japan or Transformers. And then number 1, again, it's broad, but anime. Like, even if you're not into it, its influence over all other media is kind of undeniable at this point.
Yeah, yeah.
And
It is leaked itself into every
It's everywhere.
aspect of pop culture.
Anime Expo's in 2 weeks, and it has attendance numbers similar to like New York and San Diego Comic Con. Like, it's big.
I said it before, I'll say it again. I was kind of blown away by how big anime was when I started seeing people being nostalgic for Dragon Ball. I was like, wow, like, I just missed that whole just era, and now people are fucking nostalgic for it. That's awesome.
It's weird to me. Like, I got my roots in anime from a friend who went to Japan and brought back Betamax tapes of it.
Nice.
Wow.
And my friends and I, we tapped every Blockbuster and Hollywood video like in a 30-mile radius of renting, back when it was in the foreign film section.
Yep.
And in high school, when Dragon Ball Z was starting up, getting big, people in my high school thought it was a skating brand because it was being sold at like Suncoast clothes and stuff.
Yeah.
So that was weird. It's weird to go from like trading 3rd generation VHS tapes to, instantly streaming everything the day it airs.
Yeah,
that's my list.
We were talking about, wanting to make sure that we didn't put any Chinese stuff on our list. And in the chat, Zero says, my transplant doctor is Chinese, and he actually gave me a lecture when he found out I was wasting my time taking Japanese classes.
It's very true.
Holy
Yeah,
shit.
he was kind of nice about it, but he had a tone, and you can tell like he was annoyed. I was taking Japanese.
I've been to China twice, and something I found out, some of the most racist people. Like, holy shit.
Funny. All right. What else got? We got
a couple?
J-Pop on the Twitter. Hit us up.
There you go.
He says, number 6, Honda. Big fan of their motorcycles and dirt bikes, but the Accords seem pretty swell as well. Number 5, anime/manga, more specifically Giant Mechs. Number 4, Nintendo. 3, Sushi. 2, pro wrestling, with more on an emphasis on big dudes beating the shit out of each other and death matches.
Big beefy boys.
Big beefy boys. And number 1, Square Enix/Squaresoft video games. I've spent more hours of my life playing games by this company than any other, and I regret none of it. And then honorable mention to J-Pop, which I appreciate. We got on Facebook, guys.
All right. Well, what do we have? One more on Twitter. Actually, no, that's John Michael. So
Yep.
John Michael can do his live. All right. So we got this message today.
We did get a message today.
Eric Magnus, who has not interacted with the show before, but we want to thank him for coming out.
100%.
Because Eric Magnus was inspired by this top 6 this week. He posted it on the PoP Facebook and even sent it to us in a Facebook message. So this man was
who the fuck are you, man?
determined. So hopefully he didn't just see the post randomly and was like, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna rank my top 6 Japan shit." Hopefully he actually listens to the show and he knows what's up. So
yeah, let's know what the fuck's happening.
let's learn a little bit about Eric Magnus right now.
Look, we're gonna peel back a layer real quick here.
I used to live in Japan for 8 years, from 2004 to 2012. I went there thinking I was going to buy a bunch of anime and manga, but I went on my first date and didn't buy a damn thing. My honorable mentions are Yua Aida, Asami Yuma, Mizuki Horley, Aki Hoshino.
Oh God.
They were my favorite idols at the time, which singers, right?
Model
Yeah,
singers,
definitely.
yeah.
Okay,
Basically.
model singers. Gotcha. Calorie Mates, I couldn't believe they had those. I thought it was just a Metal Gear Solid thing. What are Calorie Mates? Anybody know? Oh, you guys
I
suck.
think that Solid
I don't
Snake
even know that one.
would eat during the game. I think. I said, let's fuck it. Like, we have the internet. Let's look it up. Calorie Mates. Oh yeah, it's a balanced food. Calorie
It's an
Mate is a
energy
brand
bar.
of nutritional energy bar and energy gel foods produced by Otsuka Pharmaceutical Company in Japan.
Fuck yeah, performance gel.
It was first released in 1983, debuting with the cheese flavored block.
Wow.
No
Lee,
one
now-
wants a cheese flavored block.
Lee, now can you Google things that come from Japan and send me the list?
Number 6, Eric Magnus continues. Gotcha Man, my favorite cartoon of all time. I tried to find the number 1 and 2 shirts, but couldn't find them when I was there. Gotcha Man was also, what was it adapted in the U.S. to?
Oh, what the fuck is that? Shit.
Parks and
Pull it
Rec.
to my tongue.
God damn it. What was it called?
Parks and Rec.
Because it was like a Silverhawks in the U.S. almost.
G-Force. G-Force.
G-Force.
G-Force. That was it.
No.
My favorite indie
Parks and
wrestler.
Well, G-Force is a spin-off of Parks and Recs, Mahoney.
Yeah, it's when Gary Gergich went to space and formed a superhero team. Number 5, Sukiya, restaurant where they sold beef bowls. I love those things. A beef bowl sounds pretty good right now. Number 4, Georgia Coffees. Those little cans of coffee got me through many a late watch and long shifts at work. Kelly was talking about some weird coffee drink that he had. that was pretty dope.
Yeah.
They have a lot of coffee, like canned coffees there. They're all delicious.
Kelly got most of his coffee out of the pigeon because the pigeon had been drinking bottles of coffee.
God damn it.
Number 3, this is one that I hadn't heard of before. Love hotels. Those
Yeah, I've heard of the Love Hotels.
Those places were awesome, anonymous, and private as fuck. So I'm gonna go out on a limb without Googling love hotels.
Don't do that.
So we're talking, this is a whorehouse, right?
Not quite.
No?
Not quite. It's where you take your whore to.
Yeah. You bring your own whore. It's a
Yeah.
BYOW.
Or maybe not a whore. Maybe it's your girlfriend and you gotta fuck right now.
Right?
But also the thing is they're really, some of them have very elaborate themes. There's like a Mario love hotel.
Oh.
Like a Nintendo Mario themed love hotel. And it basically just like you're supposed to go in, drop a couple buzz, get your bang on, and leave.
And then somebody comes in and wipes it all down.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, fantastic.
Which, like most things in Japanese culture, sounds fucking mad efficient.
And again, because it's Japanese, they actually probably do a decent job at cleaning it. Like,
Yeah, I'm looking at a picture right now of a love hotel room where the bed is in a giant ramen bowl.
Yes. So, Japan, you the real one.
I'm suddenly real bummed out that we don't have these here. These look kind of fucking awesome.
Yeah. It's called an Airbnb, Lee.
Yeah, you got love hotels, Lee. It's just boats.
Anything can be a love hotel.
Turns out the real love hotel was inside us all along.
Kristen Allen says BYOW deserved more recognition, and I thought it was fantastic.
She's not wrong.
I would like credit for being able to come up with the letters because I struggled mightily and still got it out.
Credit where credit is due. Number 2, Eric Magnus continues. The mini stops. Lawson and 7-Eleven convenience stores. In my area, I used to buy so many snacks and porno mags, I was known as the spicy chicken man in the stores I went to.
Is this person a real person, or is this one of those tries? Is this fucking Kelly again?
See, you said that, like, this guy sounds like he could be my best friend.
He's in the chat right now.
I've never met him.
Who
Is he?
gives a shit if
But
he's in
we're-
the chat right now?
we're
Jose's
connected.
not here. Kelly's not here.
Oh, is he Trojan Magnum?
He's Trojan Magnum
Oh,
PI.
that's fantastic. Oh, Eric Magnus, you special boy.
I love
Thank
it.
you
I
so
love it.
much.
This is like a new era of new pop people.
Yeah,
and
we're
it's great.
Yeah.
and I love it.
it's we call you Spicy Chicken Man from now on. I said it in the chat.
Change your handle to that.
I said it in the chat before the show, and I was like, well, I mean, he could have been called Dirty Porno Man, so you're
Hey,
lucky.
Said bite the chicken man all day.
Yeah. And number 1, Japanese girlfriends. Best girlfriends in the world. All the countries I've been in, nobody compares to them.
Like I feel like that story probably also checks out.
Also, he says Japanese don't get enough credit for fried chicken and watermelon, which I feel like isn't really a Japanese stereotype.
Well, no, like it's fried chicken's a big deal, man. That's like a traditional Christmas meal is fried chicken.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm in. Let's go have some Japan Christmas. Get some
Damn
sushi
right.
and some donuts while we're at it.
Yeah, it was only Tuesday.
Oh, bless. Oh, that was a fantastic list. Well researched, from the heart.
I got some names to Google. They're showing me lots of pretty pictures.
We learned some
So,
stuff.
Asuma Yuma is not. None of these ladies are hard to look at.
Eric Magnus, thank you. Please.
Welcome to the fold.
Yes, please keep coming back.
Absolutely. Take us home, John Michael.
Okay. This list was actually really hard for me because there's just so much stuff that I love about like Japan, and like I just find the culture and the it's so fascinating to me. I love it so much. So many of the things that were mentioned tonight, like sushi, cherry blossoms, SH Figure Arts, were all things that I wanted to put on my list.
Big love for cherry blossoms. I love it.
But they're so pretty. And another honorable mention for me is music, J-pop part of it, but just in general, I love the opening and closing themes to so many of the like toku and anime and stuff.
They don't fuck around.
Not gonna
They really
lie,
don't.
that shit is catchy as hell. Like,
Mhm.
I don't understand the words, but man, if I didn't have some of those diva songs going through my head over and over again after editing some of those anime videos.
Yeah, it's so catchy, and like the one thing I love how it can make you like pumped up or energized or feel even if you have no idea what is being said.
Universal language, dog.
Yes. I ended up going pretty broad because it was just so damn hard to try and narrow things down. I think everything on my list has been said previously tonight. So, manga, like Kelly said, it's a very easy access point. It actually helped get me back in and further into American comic books because I had like read comics, as a kid a little bit. But it wasn't until I was a little bit older, teenage years, that I like really got into it, and it was through manga first because it's so accessible. Number 5, Pokemon, pillar of my childhood. I mean,
I really call out Pokemon specifically.
yeah, it was.
Yeah.
I still love it. I play it, but like infrequently, just because I don't play games as much as I used to. But it was, growing up, it was Ninja Turtles, Power Rangers, Batman, and Pokemon. That was my life.
The staples.
Yep. For Nintendo, especially Mario, but in general, so many of my best childhood memories have a Nintendo involved in some way. It was at least in the room. My brother was obsessed with the original Nintendo, and I played Sega and I love Sega too, but Nintendo just has a very like community feel and a very just special place in my heart. Number 3, anime, especially like shonen things like Yu Yu Hakusho, Dragon Ball Z, Fairy Tail, My Hero Academia.
Holy shit, Yu Yu Hakusho. I haven't thought of that in forever.
That is my favorite. That is my number 1 favorite. I love it so much. it brings back such good memories, and anytime I watch it, I love it. And I don't know, just the action, the art form, I don't know, it's just very entertaining. And I love anime, especially shonen. I was gonna put, even because all my stuff is pretty broad, I was gonna just put Toku, but I decided to actually split one of my things up and put Kamen Rider in number 2 and Super Sentai in number 1, because those are my favorite Toku shows, and they're interchangeable, honestly. Like it just depends on the day and what I'm watching and what I feel most like. But I just love them so much. They're fun, engaging, and they've got, while they've got their staples and their tropes, different series offer different things. Some are more comedic, some are more dramatic. You have things like Kamen Rider Build, which offered a little bit of everything. I think that's the best example of one of them in recent years.
My kid tore that shit up. Loved it. She loved it.
It's so damn good. Like,
loved it.
That if anybody ever asked me, like, what should I watch to, like, kind of get to try it out, I'd be like, watch this. Like, I'm so excited too, because they're releasing a Rabbit form in SH Figure Arts, and I've got it on pre-order because it's my favorite form.
And up until now, like, if you order rabbit toys on Amazon, it's a very different experience.
Yes, but I'm so excited that they're releasing that, because that's my favorite form for Build. But anyway, and then Super Sentai was, like, I was first introduced to it as with Power Rangers, and that is, like I mentioned earlier, one of the parts of my childhood. So I have Super Sentai to thank for Power Rangers too. So
all comes around.
It all comes around. So
Jesus Christ.
But that's my list.
Solid list. You know what? Solid list from everybody.
Yeah.
Thanks, Lee.
There was definitely some overlap with sushi and Nintendo, but
well, the problem is that sushi is delicious.
Yeah.
And everyone loves Nintendo. You can't be responsible for that.
If, like, we did top 6 things from America, like, everybody would have fucking freedom on their list.
We should have sushi Nintendo parties.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Let's have it in Japan.
I'm game.
I was trying to talk Jam down from his fear of flying before the show tonight, because he wants to go to Japan, but he is terrified of flying.
Mm-hmm.
Jam, just leave.
Start small. Like, come, in I want to say August or October, they're having LA Comic Con here. And Nyes, this might be relevant to you. It's the Office reunion.
They're making the rounds these days.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, they have like 10 people or so coming to it.
10?
Wow.
I think so. I think that's what they're up to now.
Wow. Yeah, most I've seen
they're
is
advertising as the Office reunion.
Most I've seen is like 3 or 4.
Yeah, all right.
That's pretty cool.
All right, what are we doing next week?
Okay, so I think because the list's already started, and I had to be on Twitter like, whoa. That is not the top 6 for this week. The top 6 for this week is Japan shit. Put a fucking pin in that. Last week in the chat, and then on Twitter this week, Juggalo John suggested top 6 pops or sodas.
Oh.
So we could do that, or we can kind of expand it to beverages, or just do soda.
Let's do beverages.
Beverages?
We have a lot less overlap with beverages.
Cool. Yeah. I feel like pop is such a finite thing, even though, there's probably a lot of cool regional shit that people will bring up. But hopefully it's in one of your top 6 beverages, because we're going to do beverages.
I literally already know my list.
4 buckets of popcorn.
The butter at the bottom of the popcorn bucket.
And
keep
then
that straw, put it in the bottom for when you're done.
And then one I suggested in our little podcast group was top 6 concerts, since it's summertime and they're doing a lot of festivals now, so we should do that in the future.
I will put that on my document.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a good one. Concert's a good one.
And then in the chat, Eric Magnus was talking about how he's been to Thailand, Singapore, Hong Kong, Philippines, and Australia.
Wow.
And J-Pop says, I have a feeling the stories from Thailand are interesting. And I said, next week's top 6 is Eric Magnus's top 6 Thailand stories. So I expect an email or a Facebook message, Eric Magnus.
Solid. All right, hit us up with your favorite beverages. Popcast at PanelsOnPages.com.
Top 6.
The Pop 6.
Mm.
Leave a voicemail, 616-951-1POP, or hit us up on Facebook or Twitter at Panels on Pages. All that good shit. It's good times. Let's talk about comic books real quick and get the fuck out.
The problem with comic books is the ink comes off on your hands. Every time you turn the page, you have to wash your hands.
I want to talk about two things. I want to talk about Immortal Hulk because it's always fantastic. And for reasons that I don't think are fully clear right now, Betty Ross Banner is a giant harpy bird creature. And she killed a bunch of dudes in this issue, and this issue ends with her using her giant monster talons to rip open the Hulk's chest and pull out his beating heart. So it's super fucking metal. It's great. And Hulk's like, but Betty, friend. Like, no, not friend so much anymore right now. No, why. It's fucking terrifying.
I feel like I remember her turning into a bird at one point in the past.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, I remember that. I'm not saying it didn't happen, but I don't remember it.
Well, don't say that it didn't happen, because I'm telling you, it did.
Betty Ross Bird Monster on the Google yields a this is new shit. I gotta look it up because it doesn't seem like it, or maybe it's just too specific of a search term. I don't know. You tell me, people that read comic books. At what point did Betty Ross turn into a bird monster that this seems like a new thing to me? Very well might not be. Let's see. And then last thing, the Rick and Morty Mr. Meeseeks one shot was actually really fucking funny. Like, it was really pretty solid. Summer wants a Meeseeks to stir some chili so she can fuck off, and that Meeseeks accidentally creates a new one that has to help him find the meaning of life. And the longer they're alive, the more in pain they are because they can't achieve their purpose. And it's just two Meeseeks on an existential road trip essentially, and it's really fucking funny. Like, it's well done. They took the Meeseeks concept and ran with it in a really fun way.
All right, Lee. 1973, Betty Ross.
What?
Betty Ross was turned into the Harpy.
Well, I did think of the Harpy.
By none other than MODOK.
That's a deep cut then. Look at that shit. Okay, now she's red because she was Red Hulk. Now she's a Red Harpy. Look at that shit. All right, I lied. Put your emails down. Mahoney got it.
Send us an email if you don't believe that Lee didn't know MODOK turned Betty Ross into Harpy, because I sure don't.
God damn it.
I think this is just yet another example of Lee trying to clear the name of MODOK.
He's got some good ideas.
Turn him into a hero.
Yeah, he's got some good ideas. All I'm saying.
Turned her into Harpy because she fucking loves birds.
Loves a bird. He's a shitty judge of character, that Betty Ross, obviously. Those two things, Hulks and birds, make her a Hulk bird. Just helping a motherfucker out. That's all I got. Anything we're talking about, John Michael?
I'm kind of behind on stuff. The only thing I've read recently, I think it's a couple weeks old, is Mighty Morphin Power Rangers 39, which
it's over.
God,
it's over.
God, Beyond the Grid is over. Good idea for a story. Horrible execution.
Not great.
I am so happy that we're through this, and now we're into Necessary Evil and the White Ranger coming up, I think, next week?
Very soon, whenever it is. It's not long.
I think it's next week. I think Go-Go Power Rangers is this week, and then Mighty Morphin is next. So hopefully the book will get good again, which I expect, since Ryan Parrott's writing it, and he's been doing great on Go-Go.
Oh, yeah.
So, but yeah, that's about all I've read. I'm really digging the current run on Detective Comics with the Arkham Knight.
Oh, so bad.
I'm liking it.
That's the one too. I'm glad it's over.
I'm liking that. I gave up on Tom, or is it Tom or Tim, whatever the hell, King's Batman run. I know he's like leaving to go do Batman and Catwoman because I couldn't stand his run.
I'm shocked how divisive the Tom King Batman is because I think it's really good. It's you either love it or you hate it.
I really can't. Like, I liked it the first couple of issues, and then he lost me, and then the War of Jokes and Riddles just like I was like I can't do it anymore after this, and I've come in like spotty here and there to like check out like a few issues, just to see, and like the little arc where he had Booster Gold mess with time like pissed me off so much.
That was terrible.
That pissed me off so much because I love Booster Gold, and he really like did not understand Booster Gold's character at all, and so I'm enjoying Tomasi what Tomasi's doing with Detective Comics much more personally, but yeah, that's about it. I'm really behind on like almost everything at this point.
Yeah, because you're spending $4 worth of time with the movies every week.
Yeah, you gotta keep the movie theaters going.
There's a lot of movies this year, Lee.
What's that?
There's a lot of movies this year.
There are. I'm just fucking, frankly, I'm jealous about it. The guy that I was working with was talking about, I don't know. I'll go see whatever the fuck movie it was at some point. I'm like, you have no kids. What are you doing? Like, you're just squandering this opportunity. I used to see movies all the time. We'd be like, fuck, you know what? You want to go see The Boy? Sure, why not? We'll go see The Boy. Guess what? The Boy was terrible.
I might go see Shaft on Thursday.
Oh, fuck. I would so see Shaft with you.
Every time I go to the movies, I say, I wish Knives was here.
Yep. Yeah. And every time you go to the movies, I'm like, man, I wish I was there. I love that 2000 Shaft movie with Samuel L. Jackson. Yeah. Like, it's so weird that they're coming out with another one 20 years later.
It's going to be great.
And he doesn't look like he's aged a day.
No, he really doesn't.
I haven't seen a single Shaft anything, but I'm really, really thinking I'm going to go to this one just because.
That 2000 Sam Jackson Shaft movie, people sleep on it, but it is amazing with an incredible cast. The villain is Christian Bale, who plays a racist, rich white dude who beats the shit out of Mekhi Phifer.
Holy shit.
Yeah. Busta Rhymes is in it. It's too good. It was directed by John Singleton, too.
How the fuck did I not see this?
Oh, it's so good.
Huh. Movie night.
like a really good 2000 era action movie. It just kind of got buried. It must have been successful enough for them to do a sequel 20 years later.
Yeah, I mean, it's really ever just slow burning that guy for a while.
According to what I'm seeing, it made $107 million off of a $46 million budget.
Right.
And in 2000 money, that's $700 million.
Busta Rhymes, if I'm not mistaken, had an action figure made by McFarlane based on his Shaft character.
No, that was just the Shaft. Like the Shaft was the first in the Movie Maniacs line that I'm like, fucking what? No. like up to that point, it was like Jason and Freddy Krueger and Michael Myers and Leatherface and Shaft.
You're damn right. Yeah.
Nice try.
Yeah, and he came with the whole...
No, I've just been reading Transformer cards waiting for the upcoming tournament.
Dig it. Honey?
No, but why are you reading Transformers comics for a tournament?
Cards. Trading card game.
Okay. All right. I thought you were in some kind of Transformers comic book tournament, and I needed more information.
No, but I did run Transformers Jeopardy at the last TFCon.
Well, there you go.
So.
Nerd.
No, I haven't read any comics in probably 3 years. All I do is watch movies, and I'm catching up on Riverdale, and Archie just fought a bear. So
Riverdale is the best show on television.
It's just wonderful.
I have not seen past the first season, and I need to catch up because I see clips and hear things, and it sounds like it just keeps getting more and more
It's
insane.
outstanding.
Oh, it's
Fought a bear, but that's not until after he escaped from the maximum security juvie that he was in, where he was framed for murder.
Mhm.
And he escaped from prison, the juvie prison, after having a flag football match with his fellow prisoners, which then landed him into the underground fight club that the warden was organizing, making the underage inmates beat each other to death.
Yep.
In a pool in a rec center.
And then there was a scene where two characters were essentially waterboarding someone with maple syrup, trying to get her to share some information she didn't want to share. And when she said she wasn't going to talk, they said, "You better tell us or we'll open the doors to the garden and let the ants in." And it's just the stupidest shit. And it's so wonderful.
Yeah.
Archie came back from fighting the bear, and they all sit down and they order their milkshakes, and Archie ordered, get this, a root beer float. And whoo boy, that didn't go over well at all.
At one point, he was not like, "I just fought a bear, get off my dick!"
Everything you're saying sounds amazing.
Oh, no, you don't
so
understand. It's the best.
I love it.
No, you would absolutely, it'll ruin your life, John Michael, because you'll watch every fucking episode in 2 days.
I need to I've been meaning to catch up. I loved the first season, but I just I get behind and then I can't decide what to watch, and I just end up watching YouTube videos all the time.
The second season is way dumber, and the third season is way dumber than that one.
Wasn't there like a mass seizure or something?
Oh yeah,
yeah, of course.
It was.
Yeah, as a result of the tainted fizzle rocks epidemic going through the school, which in some way was loosely connected to the evil Dungeons and Dragons game that they had going through the whole season. Yeah, it's magnificent, so good. And there were some floating babies at some point.
Yeah, I haven't. Those babies floated, and they have just completely ignored that to date. Yeah. So
and
I don't know if they'll ever come back around.
I don't know that ever really gets addressed again. I'm thinking, and I don't know that it does. I don't think it ever comes around, which you think could be a big deal.
Yeah, well,
but in Betty's defense, she's got a lot coming at her.
That's true.
Like, it'd be real easy to forget one thing, even if it is floating babies. She's got a big fall semester coming up. Oh, I can't wait until you get to the end of the season, and I cannot wait for your reaction to the amazing final scene of the last episode.
I am dying to get there.
Oh, it's amazing. What you got, Nice?
Handmaid's Tale's back, so we've been watching that.
Oh shit! Okay, tell Nicole.
I love. And then, have you guys been on Twitter lately? Have you seen who's on Twitter these days?
Barely at all am I on Twitter.
Well, check this out. Check this out.
Hey, Twitter world, this is yours truly. Now, coming soon to Twitter, you'll get to read all my thoughts and opinions on just about everything. Now, there's a lot of fake OJ accounts out there, so this one, at the real OJ32, is the only official one. So this should be a lot of fun. I got a little getting even to do. So God bless. Take care.
What?
He's got a little getting even to do, OJ does.
Anybody who has talked shit about OJ just started to sweat.
Jesus Christ.
Let's get a reality show of OJ driving around the country in a van just stabbing people who talk shit about him on Twitter.
No,
like
hey.
OJ.
How about this? OJ goes away forever. He just stops doing this shit.
Hey, Twitter world.
The same day OJ came back, Bill Cosby had his manager tweet from his account while he is in jail.
Yeah.
Something about Happy Father's Day from America's Dad. It's like, you are not America's dad. You're in fucking prison for rape.
How do you not delete that Twitter account the day he goes to prison?
How do you not, if you're his manager, be like, no problem, Bill. Yeah, we'll tweet that. We'll get right on that.
Jesus
We're
Christ.
able to say whatever they wanted to say about me with no accountability. But now I get to challenge a lot of that BS and set the record straight. More importantly, I'll be able to talk about everything, especially sports, fantasy football, and even politics. But for now, let me just say to my fellow fathers out there,
I fucking killed her.
Oh, God. That guy. Oh, man.
Yeah, he currently has 1, 2, 3, 4 tweets. 3 of them are videos, so someone didn't tell OJ that you didn't have to make every tweet a video.
Oh, God.
And then the 4th one is about fantasy football. And 738,000 followers.
Jesus.
Not great. It's not great.
Like, I don't need to be associated with following OJ on Twitter. I'll read his Twitter if someone retweets it into my timeline. If he's talking some crazy shit like he's going to get even, I'll read it. But I am not going to willfully, knowingly follow a double murderer on Twitter.
Allegedly.
Meh.
God, that guy's a... Oh, it's gross. So gross.
It's Twitter. Yeah.
Remember the time he wrote a book called If I Did It?
Oh, he sure did.
Yeah, at that point, you can't say allegedly.
It's all hypothetical. It's a fun fantasy world, John Michael, wherein he explains that if he were to have brutally murdered his wife and love, how he would have. Not that he did. It's not like a thinly veiled confession or anything. And that's not what that is. It's all this fun make believe pretend.
J-Pop in the chat says whenever his coworker leaves his desktop unlocked and leaves the room, he leaves pictures of Bill Cosby on his desktop. Monday, he definitely left that tweet up for him to read when he went to the crapper.
That's really good. All right, let's land this fucking bird. We've had, I think, I'm gonna check my notes here. Yeah, too much fun on this episode. It's a good time. I got that good back sweat from laughing.
Yeah.
It's a good time.
Good group.
Yeah.
Good group.
I title this one "Too Fun."
Too much fun.
No, too fun.
Too fun. All right. So email us, popcast@PanelsOnPages.com. Leave us a voicemail, 616-951-1POP.
Yeah.
Tweet us at Panels on Pages. Find us on Facebook. Join the population group. All that shit.
Yeah, just like Eric Magnus, who is now the star of this podcast.
God damn right. This is definitely Eric Magnus' breakout performance.
Yeah, you could be Eric Magnus.
That's right.
You too could be Eric Magnus, potentially an alternate personality of Kelly's. We're not sure.
Who's gonna be the next Spicy Chicken Man? Could be you. Join us next week on the road to Spicy Chicken Man 2.0. All right, for Jason Nyes.
So we got J-Pop, we got Eric Magnus. We who was the guy? There was another one recently. He drove trucks. Like, if you're a longtime Pop fan just hanging out in the shadows, look at how cool it is when you step out and send us lists. Like, do that.
And then we'll eventually turn on you.
Then eventually I'll forget your name and I'll say you drove trucks.
I love it. I love it. Love it. All right, so for Jason Nyes.
No, wait.
God damn it.
All right, go ahead.
You dick. For Jason Nyes, John Michael Dugan, our good buddy Mahoney, and Zero, I'm the Lord Reverend Lee Rodriguez. We'll talk to you fools next week at 10 p.m. Eastern, 9 p.m. Central at youtube.com/PanelsOnPages. Night. Love ya. Bye-bye.
Demonetize this, you fucking Google ass bitch.